Turn it around. Ah, you suck. Yeah. So you got a new dog now?
No, that's the old one.
Yeah.
No. Hell no. Don't ever say those swear words in this house ever again. I am not having any more dogs. They die in this. The ones we've got will pass away, and that is it. How you going, Effie? No more.
G'day, Effie.
Can you, Effie? Can you do us a favour, please? I'm really curious to know who these handsome men are. Like,
Yeah.
did
I've
they
had a look.
come here?
I had a look around too, and I couldn't find any.
No. I'm puzzled, to be honest. I think even Amber is.
Either that, or you need to go. Either that, or you need to go to Specsavers.
Do you clean your glasses very often, Effie? So no turning today, Effie, unless you're gonna mysteriously find a lathe and come in the chat. I brought a really thin piece of shitty wood to do too, and then I took the chuck off, and I'm like, nope, no turning today. This is one of the main beams for that pallet.
Oh yeah,
it's terrible. I thought the pine wheel. Huh?
Why? Where have you been, Effie? She says she got here finally.
Oh, maybe we got here. She's been waiting for ages. Bloody fits, mate.
Oh, Maggie's happy with the weather by the sound of it.
Sorry?
Maggie's happy with the weather anyway.
Well, in your house, that's the pigeons here.
No, we're not telling you to go away, Effie.
Far from it. Why would we do that? Oh God, idle minds, I tell you, this is bad.
What?
I made a handle for it. Look,
bloody long handle for a knife.
It's just an old handle, I hope. Right, we could do with a bigger handle. Then it won't. Then if it jumps out of my hand, it won't matter.
Why? What are you going to do with that?
Oh, it's my zombie. It's my zombie stabber.
Oh.
Yeah. You can't be that close to them. Come on.
I must admit, the area that you live in will probably come in very handy.
Hey, the security cameras has paid off quite well, to be honest.
Did you thump that in with a mallet? Did you?
Yeah.
No. Haven't I told you the right way to put a handle on?
No, I don't know. I didn't really care. I was just seeing if it fit, and it wedged in there quite nicely. It's not a permanent thing. I'm just bored.
Oh, right. No, whenever you're fitting handles on, what you do, imagine this is your handle, right?
Yep.
And your blade's up here. Grab it firmly there and bang it down onto the lathe like that.
Oh yeah.
You never ever hit either end of it. Just
Oh,
whack, whack,
thought,
whack, and it
yeah.
seats itself in.
I told you what happens when I whack, whack, whack.
Yeah, well,
I end up with swollen hands.
yeah. I said whack, not wank.
Hey! Come on now, we're live. Sorry, Effie.
No, hold the handle, not the blade.
I'm holding the handle there. Look. The handle too.
No, you got to hold the wooden handle so as the steel bit goes in. Dickhead.
Are you happy now? You've got that off your chest?
Yeah.
Bloody hell, mate. Hey, I really don't mean to be like. I don't even really want to say anything because of what I'm getting already, but I don't want to have to travel to Melbourne to get it. It can just be sent with it, can't it? You'll figure it out.
Sorry, what's up?
You'll figure it out.
Figure what out?
I was going to ask you about something else that you mentioned that I could maybe acquire, but you didn't mention it the other day, so I thought I think I'll let it slide for now. All right?
No, ask. I can only say no.
Yeah, the steady rest.
That's in the box.
All right, okay. All right, that's what I didn't want to ask. I was like, well, he's already that's what I said to Amber. He's already given me enough. I don't want to bloody ask. She's like, just ask him already. I was like,
Yeah, I don't take hints. You know that. If you want to know something, just ask me.
how's it going, Sneal?
G'day, Chris.
Mate.
G'day, Neil.
How's everyone going?
All right. Chris has just come in as well.
How you going, Chris? How's the back going? Neil?
Fine. I had a rest day yesterday, so
Oh, yeah. That's good.
did stuff all, and but I've got to get stuck into these fence spheres today.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
that's the plan. The guy dropped off the timber yesterday, laminated Quilla.
All right, so I'm going to stop you there, all right? What? And I've seen Robbo mention it a couple of times too. When I think laminated, I think a kitchen bench. I'm not thinking the same thing, am I?
Oh, they're basically stair treads, 290 wide, just stuck on top of each other.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he didn't go. He should have gone one lengthwise, one crosswise, but he's just done them one on top of the other. So we'll see how it goes.
Yep. Yeah, that'll fall apart, won't it? Centrifugal force.
Well,
He's done it with epoxy, so
Yeah.
That's how veranda posts are done. Just
okay.
Layer
Well,
up and
veranda
layer up
posts
and
you don't
layer.
have much choice because they're big, long lengths. But this is only 290 by 290.
yeah, that's all right.
Could have done it the other way around, but yeah. Anyway, look, it looks like a good epoxy he's used. It's not brittle. It seems it's set, but it's still it's not a brittle glue, so it's held well.
Yeah.
See what happens when I turn it.
I hope he wiped all the face. I hope he wiped all the faces down with methyl thinners before he epoxied it.
Well, I told him to, but we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I was looking at some foam insulation for the shed, for the other one, and I come across a foil board. Is that all right? That stuff or what?
Foil board.
Yeah, it's basically just polystyrofoam covered in aluminium.
Oh, okay. As in soft aluminium?
Yeah, I think so. It's
like alfoil.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, maybe a little bit thicker, but yeah.
I wonder why they put that on. I guess it gives it a little bit more strength.
Yeah, it was got a 25-year warranty on them, so must give them a bit more durability. I don't know. I
Yeah.
was thinking about giving them a go. They're only up the road from me, so saves me on delivery and stuff too.
Yeah, it's a bugger deliver. The wind catches it and flies it through the air.
Yeah, I've got it hatched, so it's all covered. It's good.
Yeah, it's when you get out of the car that's the problem.
Yeah.
Don't do it on a windy day.
Yeah, I don't live in the windy city. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
No, it's
Yeah,
pretty
I know.
sheltered here.
I know
Sorry,
all about that. We had a pack of it delivered once. I cut the bloody straps and breeze came up and it went all over the backyard.
Yeah. I remember some on the back of me ute I picked up for you, Robbo, and bloody.
Yeah, that's right.
As soon as you take the straps off, it's gone. And they're bloody long, big sheets, so it's bloody hard to control them.
Yeah.
Or worse still, you pick them up at each end and the bloody thing, or you pick them up in the middle and the wind blows and cracks them straight down the middle.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly where you hold them. That's it. They're gone.
Yeah.
It's quite weird seeing a crane driving down the train tracks with train wheels on it. This was just going past then.
Yeah, how do you think they put the rails and everything down these days?
Yeah, I know that, but it's just funny to see it. I thought, this is a slow train. Let's have a look. And I look over and it's just the crane sticking over the fence. It's like,
It's even better when you see a Toyota 4-wheel drive come across a railway crossing.
Yeah, I've seen that a couple of times. They get on and off at the crossing here.
You should have, when the crane went past, you said, "Hey, can you just grab this blank for me, will you?"
Just pop over to Queensland and grab a blank for me, mate.
Yeah.
That's what I started yesterday.
Yeah, that's the idea of it, Chris. It reflects energy in or out.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Chris, I missed your earlier one. That's not a knife. I haven't got a big knife around here. Well, not in the office anyway.
He wanted you to say it like Hulk Hogan, you know?
Oh, yeah, I know, yeah.
That ain't a knife, mate.
This is a knife.
I reckon the best part about that movie is when they come back to Australia and they're in the cave with the Aboriginals and the Aboriginals ask if they can eat them. Just to put the shits up them. So, Neil?
Yep.
That thing you take photos with, do you reckon you could do a video with that?
It's just a phone.
You got it, buddy.
Just a phone.
Yeah. I know people that do lives with phones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how
you
you
can do one.
control it, but that's it.
You're going to do one?
It's always possible.
Oh, it's always possible. All right, let's go. I asked if you were going to do one, and you said it's always possible.
Well, it's possible. Whether I can do it's another matter.
Plane's coming to get you. Yeah, so it's exciting today, eh?
So what's the lockdown status in South Australia? I know Victoria and New South Wales is crap, but...
We're on just masks. Masks when you're around other people and take it off and walk around without it when you're not.
So you're not limited to where you go or everything, shop shut or anything like that? Or
No.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Well, it's called, it's level 4, but it's just like 4 meter distance from people, or 3 or 4 meter, and masks at all times, and You have to. It's mandatory to use the QR code, even though I still don't. But Amber does it. That's good enough. I don't carry my phone around with me, so I'm unlucky.
My phone doesn't. My phone doesn't do QR codes.
Yeah. And then when they tell me to sign in, I don't. They don't see what I'm writing because they wouldn't like what I'm writing.
Well, Mickey Mouse is a fictional character, isn't he?
Yeah. Yep.
Used to have a mate that used to sign everything like that, Mickey Mouse. For the address he'd put down Disneyland.
Well, my address is in a house on a street. What? I'm not lying.
Oh, well, that's true.
So, with these bolts, did you say to pull it up, pull the washer up when it's in, so that you can so it pulls the bolt up more before you tighten it, or what?
Yeah,
Or
it's
do it
to.
as you're tightening it?
No, sometimes the bolt just spins.
Yeah.
And you can't tighten the nut down.
Oh,
So you've got to. So you use the washer just to give it a bit of a jerk up.
Yep. All right. I know what you mean.
What
I've got
are
another
they, sets or something?
nut. Dynabolts.
Oh, no. Are you using that on your lathe?
No, on the shed. Bolting the shed down the other one.
Oh, right, okay.
It's got to have a little bit more valuable stuff in that one, so I'm going to make sure it's well and truly bolted down. Where this
those don't work up here, so
yeah. No, this shed here, you could, don't tell anyone, but you could just go out to the outside and get 4 people and just slide it up and over everything.
Yeah.
Just dyno bolts don't work in high winds. That's all.
Yeah. I can see why. Yeah. I was checking when I. What?
Your class is a cyclone area anyway, Neil.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to have
different regulations.
Yeah, but even if it's not cyclonic, just due to high winds,
yeah,
they will pull dynaboats out.
I went and had a look at some masonry bits yesterday. There's a place here called Adelaide Tools, and some of the drill bits they had in there is like, I've seen that one at Robbo's house. Some of them in there were nearly as tall as me. I was just flabbergasted. It's just like, what the friggin' hell are you drilling with that?
Well, I used to work in a place in Townsville where I used to weld the tips on water boring drills that were 2 and 3 feet across.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah.
And 15 feet long.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought, well, now I know where to come for a drill bit if I ever want to do some lampshades.
Actually, one thing I meant to ask you, Robbo, where did you get your 100mm tungsten carbide Forstner from?
I had it made.
Yeah, where'd you have it made?
Peninsula Saws.
Okay.
Adelaide Tools has them. They go up to 118mm.
Yeah.
Tungsten carbide?
Oh, I don't know. I suppose.
Yeah, you can buy them now. When I had that one made 30 odd years ago, you couldn't buy them.
Yeah.
And
I'll have a look.
You don't want to know the price that it cost either.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always the problem.
Can you buy a horse and cart now?
But yeah, all the ones you get on eBay have only got these piddly little shafts that'll just screw off. They're useless. You've got to have a 1/2 inch shaft on the damn things.
Yep.
Just finding decent ones around is proving difficult.
I think Total Tools might have them now.
Yeah? Oh, yeah. Mine doesn't. They didn't even know what a Forstner bit was.
Idiots.
Which was a bit disappointing.
That's a pen pusher for you.
Yeah, it's bad enough not having tungsten carbide, but to not even know what a Forstner was.
Bit sad on their behalf, but
I could go to their bloody internet site and see what they got there. I can get plenty of them in normal Forstner bits. It's just getting the tungsten carbide ones. It's the hard one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just debating on these big stools whether I bloody put it
Don't you need to...
on a what do you call it? Freaking wheel. No. It will be on a faceplate, but
shouldn't you go to the doctor if you've got big stalls?
God, strike big pig. No, the centre steady. Using a big centre steady and then hollowing it out because it's all soft, wet wood in the middle, so I could hog it out pretty quick. But yeah, it's just to make them, because even when they're turned, they're still going to be 70 kilos each.
Yeah, well, that's probably part of the reason why they want them. Like, we supplied a lot of cafes and bars with them.
Yeah.
For that reason, so that people couldn't pick the bloody things up.
I'll be pinch them. True. Yeah, it's a lot of extra work, so why bother? But yeah, that's the only reason I was thinking of it. And,
I tell you what, I wouldn't like to be hollowing one out just quietly. I know how long it took Grumpy John to hollow out his Jazembe.
What's that?
A drum.
Oh, right. Yeah, well, this is a really, really wet, soft, silky oak, so it's as soft as. As long as it's on a centre steady, should be fine. And faceplate at one end, centre steady at the other end. Yeah,
but the problem is that you've got to make sure that it's rotating straight too.
Yeah, true.
I never use a faceplate on end grain. Not ever.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So...
Do you know the reason for that, Neil?
Just because it's so hard to get it flush.
Yeah, well, it's hard to get it straight across, for starters.
Yeah.
And it's only got to be a fraction out on the tailstock or anything like that, and it flexes where the screws go in, and then suddenly...
Yeah, okay.
What I would do, if you really want to do it that way, is a trick that... I got a 6-inch drive spur, basically, that was a faceplate, and what I did was tap all the holes to a thread, and then screwed bolts in and sharpened off the points of the bolts.
All right, yep.
When they came through.
Actually, I've got one of those, and it's already got a centre screw bit on it.
Yeah, right, we'll use it.
Yeah, okay. And then, rather than... See, that... I was going to use that to drive it in and then just use normal screws through the holes.
No, just leave it on the drive itself.
Oh, okay.
And then I've got a big 2-spur drive that I use as well in the chuck.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, you gave me the link to the big something or other?
Big Bite, I think they call it.
Big Bite, yeah, from Canada. I was debating on getting that, but they were only 50 mil, so they're not.
That's right.
Big. I just worry this stuff's so soft it'll just churn the shit out of it.
Yeah, and I must admit the freight cost more than what the thing did.
Yeah, especially from Canada.
But no, and that way you can extend the bolts out as far as you need. Like, I'd probably make them a good 3/4 of an inch out if it's soft.
Yeah, well, I was going 50 mil, but yeah. Okay. How is that better than just driving a bolt through the hole, though?
Well, you can drive a bolt through the hole, though, but if you put screws in,
yeah,
you're relying on little thin screws to try and hold it, and it just doesn't work. Particularly on an end grain, because they just tear out.
Yeah. Yeah. So you you drilled out the holes in the faceplate a lot larger and then tapped that, so you could use decent sized bolts. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I used 3/8
Yeah,
bolts
okay.
in it.
Yep. Yeah, okay. But even if you use big 3/8 hole and then use a coach bolt, just drive that in, you probably end up with the same result.
Yeah, well, if
Rather
they're
than tap the
fixed,
hole.
if they're fixed in there, they tend to flex with the timber rather than not.
Okay, yeah. Did you weld them in or just screw them in? That's it.
I screwed and locks in them in.
Right. Okay.
Put Loctite on them.
Yeah.
Like I screwed them in from the back so that the head's behind, but I put long bolt Loctite on the threads.
On the threads. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I might do that. You give me a few thoughts.
I used high tensile bolts as well.
Oh yeah. Should you? Nah. Well, it's it always worries me when I use these turn these bloody, like even those pull cue legs, they were a worry. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. Face plate with bolts threaded through and then cut off at bloody 45 or whatever, so they poke in.
I actually sharpened the bolts before I put them in.
Yeah, but like, as in a pointed head or just a 45 cut off?
Oh, well, I've got one that's got pointed head and another one that's got the angle, the flat side towards the drive side, Flat
side for the drive side. Okay.
Think about it.
Yeah, the point's probably going to be better to drive straight in because the other one may go off.
Yeah. I found the pointed ones worked well.
Yeah. You just got to be careful grinding them back. They don't get too bloody hot.
Well, it doesn't really matter.
Well, it depends how hot it gets.
It doesn't. In that situation, it doesn't really matter.
Why?
Trust me. Well, you could actually use mild steel bolts. It's just that I used high tensile ones and just ground them off.
Yeah, fair enough.
With an angle grinder.
Oh, right, okay, yep.
Like it was thin cut-off wheel.
Yeah. I've been watching bloody, I don't know if you watch it, Forged in Fire. It's on SBS every night. Was it around 6 o'clock? And learning a lot about all the different metals you can use and the effects of heat treat and how easy it is to lose the heat treat. And it's
a hell of a science, I tell you.
Yeah, I was just amazed at. That they're but a lot of the guys are bluing the back of the knife to soften it, so you got the sharp edge on the other side. But they're actually lying it in a pool of water, because if you blue one side of the edge of the knife, the back side of the knife, you'll lose your temper on the sharpness on it.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have thought it'd be enough to get hot enough for doing that on the other side of the knife. 3-inch wide knives. But yeah, so it's I was amazed at that. And the way that they test their knives by bashing steel drums and antlers and cane and Jesus, if they're properly hardened and the grain's nice and fine, they survive. But if your grain's not perfect, not perfectly heat treated, or you've got tiny little cracks, they just blow to bits.
Yeah. I'm not sure where Dr. Bob is, Effie. And good day, Rex. How are you?
How you going, Rex?
So chit chat. chit chat today, Rex. Jay isn't turning, so
Dr. Bob got a couple of kids come home from visiting relatives, so I think he's most probably maybe spending a bit of time with them or something.
yeah.
I had a guy yesterday ring me up about getting some chisels made, and I said, "What do you mean?" Like, he goes, "Oh, I know a blacksmith, and he's agreed to make them for me." And I said, "Well, he's just going to make them out of some good hard steel, etc. But like, why don't you just buy one?" You know,
Yeah, what? And Rex has asked who makes the best knives.
Yeah, good question.
What does he want? High-speed steel ones or just bloody high-carbon ones? Are they woodworking or wood turning?
Wood turning.
Oh no, just wasting your bloody time.
Yeah, that's what I said basically. He said, "Oh, they'll machine them up before they're hardened, and then harden them." I said, "Yeah, well, okay, well, that's fine, but how are they hardened? Are they just in the furnace and quenched in oil, or are they that and cryogenically frozen? Like, and then what steel is he using? Because there's shitloads of steels out there these days that are really, really good, but then you got to worry about how they're sharpened.
Yeah, well,
because a lot of stuff won't touch them really. Like, you can't even use a CBN on this new 10V steel. So,
no.
what do you? No, sorry, that's not right. You can't use a normal stone on 10V. You have to use CBN
You have to use
or
a
better.
CBN. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's. Anyway, and so he was umming and ahhing, and I said, "How much is he going to charge you? Because by the time you've gone and milled, and is it being milled or is it forged the shape? In which case, are you going for deep fluted, wide fluted? So many options."
Yeah. I used to make mosquito chisels out of truck springs, but that was because high-speed steel wasn't around.
Yeah. Well,
And I had plenty of truck springs.
yeah. But they've got to be bloody. You got to beat them straight, and then you've got to heat treat them to the right temperature before you quench them in a special oil. So
Yeah.
you don't use the
And
right
Rex,
oil.
right, Rex has asked you a couple of questions there, Neil. Who makes the best knives? And for me, he says for him, he'd like to find a great knife for butchering deer, pigs and cows.
And he's in overseas though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in Melbourne, Florida, actually.
Right. Okay. Look, yeah, good. There's so many knife makers out there; it's ridiculous. And there's a lot of guys out there making videos that don't know shit, but there's a lot making good stuff. Join a couple of knife making groups. I'm actually in 5 knife making groups, and you get to know who really knows what they're talking about through the groups, and some of their blades are just phenomenal. And there's guys. I posted one up the other day making it was a copper and copper. Bloody hell! Now I've got my brain gone. Forged welded steels, and he had copper in there as well, which was, I didn't think you could, but with a solid hardenable stuff on the inside, and geez, it came out bloody good.
Yeah, I saw that one. And good day, Sid. And Rex said, "Thanks, Neil."
Yeah. I'm no expert. That's the trouble. I love watching it, and I'm actually a member of the club up in Ipswich. I love just going to watch them and beat the shit out of it. I just don't have the strength in my arms and my shoulders anymore to do it. Otherwise, I'd love to join one of those clubs.
How you going, Sid?
But mind you, I've got a big Matic that someone borrowed and was trying to break concrete with it. And my beautiful big thing has got a big bend in it now. So I've got to take it to the club and have it redone and rehardened and all the rest of it. I was just going to buy a new one, but they cost a bloody fortune. Yeah. But there's a lot of good knife and forging groups. They're really good. And if you watch Forge and Fire, you can. All the guys who compete in it are knife makers. So see which one's in your area and one you like, and ask how much he charges. But yeah, there's a lot. It's funny. Last night's show here, there was a young guy on it, and to be honest, he won. He was the best of the bloody lot. And I was amazed at how good he was, considering how young he was. But, yeah.
Rex has asked, is there a website for knives? I'd just type into Google Rex knife makers.
Yeah.
And you'll probably come up with thousands.
Or in your Facebook group, just say knife making groups.
Yeah.
And join a couple of those groups. It's your best way. Like I've made half a dozen knives, but I buy the blades and then I just add handles to it. But you've got to be careful who you buy from, because there's a lot of Pakistani steel out there that's made from absolute crap steel.
Case hardened lead.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah.
Ask away, Rex. Rex says he has a wood turning question. Gee, how strange on a wood turning thing.
Yeah, well, why would you ask one of those questions?
Oh, the Maggies are in fine voice out here today.
Yeah, here too.
Oh, you are there, Jay. You're hiding.
Yeah, I was just putting a post on a group on Facebook. Just a group that I most probably haven't even posted in, to be honest. It's called Aussie Makers Group, Wood, Metal, Anything. That's what it's called.
Short answer, Rex. Yes, throw it away. Rex has asked, I've got a piece of spalted maple that I got cut into round ones for platters, bowls, etc. So far, every piece is breaking. It's rotten. Should I throw it away? Yes.
You are. Well, you could get some cactus juice and stabilize it.
Yeah, but if it sounds like they're in rounds rather than in planks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even if it's rounds, you can stabilise it. It just depends. If it's a really, really good pattern, you can save it, can stabilise it. But it'd have to be bloody good, because it's going to use a shitload of cactus juice.
Yeah, and Rex has just said, I start turning them, then a piece breaks off and hits him. So it only hits me once.
I bet your wife likes that, Rex. Someone else hitting you instead of. Are you sure it's the wood hitting you, Rex?
Yeah, he's just said, I tossed 4 of them already, 2 left. No, I wouldn't even worry about it.
Did you buy them? Did you buy them, or are they freebies? Because if you bought them, I'd be taking them back.
Rex said she was ticked off at me, saying that she was the only one allowed to touch my face.
Yeah, funny.
Depends on whether she's caressing it or smacking it.
Smacking it.
And he's also said they were free from a friend who bought it. Well,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you don't know how he stored it. He could have just chucked it on the ground and left it there.
Yeah. I was going to duck inside for a sec, right?
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I do a lot of punky stuff, but I stabilise it with cactus juice. With big blanks like that, I tend to just rough turn it. So if it's falling apart just by turning it, then it probably is too far gone.
Yeah.
It'll just use too much juice, and the juice is bloody expensive. So you don't want to spend a fortune on crap. But I've got a couple of pieces here that I've rough turned, and like it takes 30 seconds to do a bowl. That's how soft it is. Then I dry it completely, and then I just, when I say completely, as in zero moisture content, and then I basically throw the bowl in a bucket of juice.
Yeah.
And let it soak. I don't even bother vacuuming it because it's usually so rotten it penetrates pretty well. And if you use the vacuum, yes, you'll do a better job, but you don't need it for turning. And
Rex has just said, I complained to him and he said he had the same problem, but he used the wood hardener. So that didn't work. And then I got scared, and then Tammy told me with my time left, don't spend on crappy wood. That's about it. Life is too short to turn crappy timber.
Crappy wood. Yeah, well, that's true.
You should make that your turning name, Rex.
When you've got a decent supply of decent wood, why bother turning crappy stuff?
Yeah, don't worry, I get those comments a lot.
But having said that, like I turn a lot of crappy stuff, but I'm into casting and stabilisation, so.
Yeah, well, that's right. You got the gear to do it.
I've got the gear to do it, that's right. Mind you, I ran out of cactus juice and Timber Bits didn't have any in Australia, so I had to order it from Curtis in America.
Oh, how rude.
Well,
I see somebody's been having fun changing my name too.
You've only just noticed?
Yeah, I have, because I've been watching the chat.
Robbo, I can't even read it. It's so small.
Yeah, Robbo, no pen or bowls or carbide wood turner.
Oh, Robbo uses carbide.
I added a couple of add-ons, you know.
And Rex has said my grandkids named my shop Papu, Greek for Grandpa Studio. Oh, I'd be checking on that.
Sometimes translation isn't the best.
And kids are good at saying one thing and meaning another.
Yeah, it's like a friend of mine who had a Chinese symbol tattooed on his arm. Until a Chinaman told him what it actually meant, and it wasn't very polite.
Oh, that's funny.
So I had it altered to something else.
I bet he did. Or he got it lasered off.
The biggest trouble is bloody fixing tattoos. You got to put on one that's twice as big to cover it.
Yeah, well, that was the problem.
So, besides the stuff you have to make for that out of that wood, Neil, what are you going to make with it? You don't know yet.
Well, I've got enough for 2 sets of side tables.
Yeah.
One bit, it's too short for side tables, so I'm going to make that into 2 big bowls, some pepper grinders, and whatever's left.
Yep.
I can't say I really like Southern Silky Oak. It's pretty boring.
Yeah.
But a lot of people like it, so what the hell?
Yep.
And,
You make some money off it, it's a bonus, isn't it?
yeah, and I am making one big platter because when they chopped the tree down, it had all these nice wedges.
Yeah.
And I've just lopped that off. The cone, if you like, plus 3 inches.
Yep.
And so I'll make that into a big platter bowl for the couple that I got it off, because they've got a dirty big dining room table to put it on.
Oh, we better make sure they clean it then.
And Rex has said, we asked the person from Greece who confirmed it as Grandpa Studios, and he asked me whether I've got anything on the 15 or 40 foot lathe in progress. No, not at the moment.
Yeah, he's got lots of things on progress in there, Rex. It's a bench.
Yeah, it's a bench at the moment, a 40-foot bench.
I was going to say, it's not 14 feet, it's 14 metres.
No, 40 foot, he said.
Yeah, all right.
So it's actually a grinding station. It's a gluing up station.
It's a welding station at the moment as well.
Yeah, there you go.
Just don't weld anything to the bed.
I believe it or not, I quite often just tack it to the bed and then just grind it off afterwards.
Yeah.
But then I've got the big trestles that I normally use for doing that sort of stuff if I've got to.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you've got enough trestles to last a lifetime down there.
Yeah.
Build another shed with the trestles, eh?
Well, you just about could. They're 10 feet long. No, MIG or arc, Rex. I don't do any TIG welding. I have got a TIG welder, but I don't use it. It's actually an attachment on my on the MIG welder.
So I was looking at a small compressor the other day. It was $129 and it's oil free.
Mm-hmm.
Explain, please.
Yeah, pancake one, isn't it? And Rex has said, we let a friend use my MIG welder on a small truck frame and he set the garage on fire. Neil doesn't need a welder to set the garage on fire.
Yeah, I don't know what lubes them, the oilless ones. Robbo, you'd know that.
Sorry?
How do the oilless compressors work?
They're like a vein pump, basically.
Yeah, but the vein pump normally runs in oil.
Yeah, no. I think they use I'm not sure, but I think they use what's called a swash plate.
Okay.
It's a plate that, if you can imagine a rotor, well, you may not know how a rotary engine works either, but what you've got is a plate that wobbles. It doesn't rotate in a circular motion.
Okay.
It wobbles and compresses air on one side and puts it out the valve. I think that's how they work.
Yeah. You're better off, Jay, just buying a second-hand one that someone's selling. You'll get a much better compressor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just...
$120 will buy you a bloody good second-hand one.
Yeah, but aren't I buying someone else's problem? So I don't know what's going to be wrong with it, or...
Maybe, but... I saw one the other day that was a twin head. Oh, it'd have to be a 130-inch bloody cubic inch capacity, so a big bastard. And he just wanted to clear room in his garage because it was too big. And he was selling for $50. And I was like, bloody hell.
Bloody hell. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have room either in my workshop, but I was awfully tempted because...
Rex has said my 60-gallon compressor says it's oil-free, but I still had to fill a small tank with machine oil. Yeah, That's right. If you've got rotating parts, you've got to. There's somewhere where it's got oil. What they mean of oilless is that there's no oil in the compressor part, like a cylinder. Like most compressors use, pistons in a cylinder, and you get oil up past the rings into the mechanism sometimes. So, but the ones they use for hookers, for instance, for divers collecting abalone, are oilless compressors, but they're still a piston-operated thing. But they've got filters in there to stop oil getting down the lines.
Yeah. I'll put up the picture of it, all right?
Yeah, all right.
I'll put a link in there, but doesn't matter.
Oh, I haven't looked, sorry.
There you go.
If I click on that, I'll lose this link.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd probably be all right for what you do, but like you couldn't run any air tools or anything on that. You might be able to run a stapler or a nail gun on it.
Yeah. All right.
For blowing things down and inflating tyres, yeah, that's fine.
I just wanted it for my air gun, my airbrush, really, if anything.
Yeah, well, that'd be all right probably for an airbrush, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Rex has asked, so if I run air pipes, would I still need an oil filter? No, but what you've got to do, Rex, is put water traps in the system because decompressed air forms condensation.
Yep. And I've got water traps both at my machine or the compressor, and I've also got a water trap on every gun I use.
Yeah, I don't run water traps on my guns, but I've got water traps on all the lines. If you're going to run, I'll just draw it out for you, Rex. Why not? If I can find a pen here to do it.
Yeah, I live in the tropics, Rex, so
yeah, more condensation.
A standard 12-foot hose will get full of condensation, so that's why I have them right at the gun as well. Mind you, they're only little ones at the gun.
Yeah, you know what? The funny thing is, Amber said it feels like snake skin. To be quite honest. Yeah. Oh, he's clicked on the link.
Right, Rex. Just put me on full screen for a second,
yep.
Joe. Rightio. So here's your main line running along the top here, your feed line from your compressor out that way. Then you put a dropper in to put your outlet in there. And then you put another line about a foot or 2 feet long underneath the outlet with a tap on it so that you can open it up and drain the moisture out. The idea is that the moisture drops into the bottom there and doesn't get up into there. You've got to do that on every dropper that you put in. And you've got to have a big water trap on your computer, on your compressor as well.
Guys, time for me to disappear. My battery's down to 30%, so it's just about gone anyway. So I'll talk to you guys later. Cheers.
And I'm just about to go and have lunch as well. I'm sorry. So
all right. Thanks for coming in.
All right. Catch you later. See ya.
See you later.
See you later, Rex, Effie, and Chris.
Rex, that's a Robert Sorby texturing tool. It's got the gear on it there, cog, whatever you want to call it. And it's got, what did I get with it? I think I got another, yeah, I got a, it's a bit dusty. I got the fine tooth, and then you got a fatter. So it's I'm not taking it out of the bag. That's all. You get you get two wheels, and you take the wheel off from this bit here, and it's got settings along here, and you can actually just undo it, these two things here, and just turn it slightly so that line there meets up with those notches to get a full swell effect in the wood. And that was just 2 out of the 6 settings. But I was just messing around to see what it's like. It's a bit of pine. Have a sniff. Remember what it is. Essentially, I was going to try and get that off, and then I liked the look of the layer under the bark, that lighter layer under there, so I left it. It slightly went over it. Yeah, cheers. Thanks, Rex. It's well, honestly, I wasn't even really going for any shape. I was just messing around with the texture. I had. Go on, puss. I had covered it in black paint. Because what I wanted to do was black paint, and my glitter paste that I made didn't turn out very well, so I sanded it back. Yeah, this was this cost me 120 Australian dollars, Rex. So should be cheaper for you, but and then you can get, if you have a look around though, I'll just give you a pro tip, all right? That I wish I'd got when I went to buy this. You can actually get this whole handle with another 12 pieces that go on here because it unbolts, you see. So have a look out for that kit, dude. It's worth it, just because of all the other parts you get with it. And now I want the other pieces, and I can't find them without buying another handle, and I'm not buying another handle, so I don't get the other pieces. Bit of a nasty trick, that one. But what's going on, puss? You want to go inside? Bad luck. Well, folks, I reckon I might knock it on the head. And my lunch is nearly ready. So when I'm able to turn again tomorrow, hopefully I'm finishing. Well, I've pretty much only started this bird mouth vase. Cade and Bob were giving me some tips yesterday, so yeah, just gotta. This is paper bark. This one, reasonably hard wood for white wood. It's tendency to be quite dense, so I'll hopefully get that finished. Most of it finished tomorrow. Yeah, I suppose I could, Rex. Yep. The only club I'm joined to is the Detroit one. There's a couple around here I can check though. So thanks for that. Good idea. All right, lads, ladies and gents, take it easy. Hit one of the thumbs, thumb down, thumbs up, whatever. Take it easy.